Hey guys, it's Mike with Redneck Politics, where real American voices matter. Uh, Man, things aren't just getting crazy; they are absolutely getting nuts. I mean, they all keep blaming it on the Democrats. The right keeps blaming on the Democrats. It's everything to do with the Democrats. It started off with the big beautiful bill and all the tax cuts for the rich. And you have to understand the people that are included in that is not just those wealthy folks, but Trump as well, because he's now worth billions, and a lot of his administration who are billionaires. So this tax cut comes for them. The only thing the taxpayers get out of it is we have to foot the bill. They're doing all this cutting on Medicaid, SNAP, and there's no telling what else they're going to cut. But they're going to get that tax cut for the rich. It's not an even playing ground. Nowhere near it. I mean, the money that is coming out of this administration is really it is ridiculous. I mean, first and foremost, you have a man here that broke the law, and when he was not president, he was being prosecuted for those actions. Now he wants the taxpayers to foot $230 million for his defense fund. Well, first, if you go back during the campaign, all this money that he was receiving from all his MAGA supporters were supposed to be for his defense, or at least that's what was told. And it's not even supposed to be used for that. There are laws against that, but of course he don't see laws. He just goes right over them. But I mean, that's like saying that all these people that are in gangs and mafias and all that go to trial, and even if they lose, well, let's say they win their case, nobody gets back the money that they put out for their defense. Because what Trump did was wrong. It was justified for DOJ and the FBI to do what they did. He had all them documents at Mar-a-Lago. Told him he didn't have them. They found out he did have them. They kept asking to return them. He would not return them. Instead, he lied and said, I don't have them. And then he tried to get people to move the boxes. Then they tried to get people, they tried to get somebody in there to mess the pipes up so they'd have a flood and it would absolutely, ruin them. But that was why his place was searched. That's why they had a search warrant, because he wouldn't give up what he had taken that was not his. I don't care who you are. If you did it or I did it or somebody else we know did it, they're going to stand up in front of the judge. We're going to get prosecuted for those things. Trump thinks he's above the law, and now he thinks the taxpayers should foot that $230 million. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he says it's up to DOJ to give him the money. Of course it is. It's his DOJ. They don't run every damn body out of there. That is Trump's DOJ now. They want to argue about this shutdown, saying that the Democrats are the ones that are holding it up. But the Democrats don't run Congress. They don't control Congress right now, because the Republicans have the House, and they have the Senate, and they have that White House. So that means that there's a lot of bills that are passed that, whether they like them or not, they get passed because Republicans have the majority. And when they passed this big, beautiful bill, cutting everything from Medicaid and SNAP benefits and everything else, that was a bridge gone too far. You got the rich, you got the tax cuts for the rich, and now somebody's standing up to you fighting for the poor man, and now you want us to pay you back for all that. Another thing, you now in Argentina, he's wanting to give these folks $20 to $40 billion or something like that. Plus, we've been giving them a big beef contract to bring in meat from Argentina. Well, what about our ranchers, man? What about our ranchers who have they've paid their dues? You know, they haven't been in the ranching business just since yesterday. They've been doing this gosh damn shit back for hundreds and hundreds of years. And we just gonna cut their throats like that? That's not for the American people. That's nowhere near that. You're giving all this money away elsewhere when you need it at home. We're giving all this money for these bombs. For who? Israel? Because Israel says they need them, they want them, so we got to give it? And we do. I got my feelings on a lot of that. I think Israel has done nothing but scammed us this whole time. And the people that are supporting him up in the Congress, who are all for wars, and like Lindsey Graham, who is backing them up, it's just totally wrong. What about our people here? You know, I don't want to miss anything here. I've got me some notes because I want to make sure I give all of y'all the right information and really what's going on. I mean, you now have a ballroom that was estimated to be 200 million. Now it's gone up to 350, maybe 400 million by tomorrow. And the place is 3 times the size of what our White House is. You've already tore down part of the White House that you really shouldn't have touched because it's not your fucking house. You act like it is. It's just like this big, beautiful ballroom that you're having built there. It just goes to show me Trump ain't trying to go nowhere. He's trying to stay right where he is because he thinks the White House belongs to him and he can do what he wants with it. And that's what he's doing. And everybody's letting him do it. Not one, I doubt any of us out here will ever even use that ballroom or ever even be invited to it. You know, but it's the people's house. And he has no right to change it without going through Congress and asking the people own that house, Trump, not you. There is, let's see, all the money going overseas. Oh, let's talk about this. Everybody wants to throw shit on Biden and his administration when he was in office. When he left, we were in, I think it was $32 trillion is what it was. Now, in less than a year, since Trump has been put into office, and with the big tax cuts for his rich folks, it's gone up to $37 trillion. $5 trillion in less than 1 year. Who in the hell is doing it? Who's really doing it? Because you can't say it was Trump or Obama or Bush or anybody else. Trump's doing this. And we're going to be the ones to pay for it dearly. I promise you. We're going to be the ones to pay for it. But all this money going out to other countries and for other people, it has nothing to do with here in America. We are what needs help. And instead, you want to become king and you want to forget about the little man that put you in office. But they're not forgetting, brother. They're not forgetting. All this stuff that you're doing is absolutely wrong. And it's been less than a year, man. Less than a year. So I'm hoping that this video opens your eyes up to what's going on with these people. It's a money grift. That's what it is. They don't give a damn about America. They don't care about whether you eat or whether your kids have an education and have a place to grow up, as long as their pockets are full of money. And that's exactly what is going on. But I tried to keep notes because I wanted to make sure I gave y'all all the details. And man, again, somebody's got to stop this man. So if you want to point the finger at anybody, that's who you point the finger at. And you can point it at the Republicans for being complacent in it. There's only one Republican I've seen right now, and that's Rand Paul, who is saying stuff about what Trump is doing and how he's breaking the law. You look at the case in Venezuela. Trump does not like the government there, so he wants to change it. And so what does he do? He thinks that he has a license to kill any goddamn body he wants, man. He gets on TV talking about just killing folks. Forget that they may not be drug smugglers. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's plenty of them. But there are also some who are not. And we're just dropping a bomb on them, blowing them to shit. That's not cool, man. That's not the way things work. If you want to fight the drugs, then what you need to do is give some more money to our Coast Guard so they can start doing what they need to do as far as patrolling waters and trying to stop ships from coming in that's loaded down with cargo. You need to expand law enforcement. You need to do whatever you need to do to stop these drugs from coming in this country, because it is a problem. And I do feel like that these cartels, they don't give a damn either. And I have no problem with Trump taking them out. I have a problem with the ones he's taking out that don't have anything to do with it. They're just ordinary folks going about their lives. They don't know anything going on here in the United States. Hell, they're just trying to catch fish and stuff for their family so they can eat. We have a mighty nation here, and we are a leader all around the world. And we do have responsibilities to our allies, especially. But I don't see allies over here dropping millions upon millions upon millions in our country. Nobody's caring about our people. Nobody's caring about whether our kids eat or if they're healthy. But we have to worry about other countries. Man, I'm not putting another country down. And I think that if they're invaded by an aggressor like Russia, and they're just simply a democracy, yes, we have to stand up to that. But to deny people medical care and food because you got to make cutbacks somewhere, but you won't cut back in the areas that are getting the most out of it. Man, I had to say something today because it was, the Trump deal with this. I've never heard of anybody ever asking to be rewarded for the last time I think that happened. Nixon tried to get 18,000 and they laughed at him. They should be laughing at Trump too. But the difference is, as smart as Trump is smart enough to know after his first term to go in there in his second term and fire anybody that are for democracy and not for him. It's insane. And everybody needs to keep voicing their opinions. The marches, we need more of them. We need more of them. Somewhere we got to start over with this, man, and start getting rid of these folks that's in Congress who have gotten complacent, who have gotten rich, who are doing inside trading. I mean, all this stuff, you wasn't supposed to be able to do it in government. You're supposed to have a squeaky clean record. And we got some of the biggest crooks in there. So we got to start changing things, folks. If not, we're going to find ourselves at the end of the stick that we don't want to be on. Y'all have a good one. Much love.